Hi, I'm Aaron Gould from Osakis, Minnesota.
I'm Steve Gould from Alexandria, Minnesota, and we're out here at Minnesota's Game Fair.
It's just one of those events that you don't want to miss.
So Aaron and I, even though we're brothers, we have very different personalities, and growing up we didn't hang out a lot and we had very different interests.
I was big into the outdoors. If you wore baggy pants, I didn't have much time for you, and Steve liked baggy pants.
It wasn't until I was in college I actually became a Christian.
And I became a Christian as well. I had always loved the outdoors, but when Steve became a Christian, he found that he liked the outdoors as well.
And I just saw all of a sudden creation as something that I really wanted to be part of, out in nature, hunting.
So that was pretty cool, and so we started shooting together.
In the summertime, I would come back home and I wanted to start shooting with Aaron. And when it came to shooting clays,
Steve was terrible. I mean, if he hit 2 birds out of 25, it was a good day.
I was really horrible. I mean, like 2 out of 25 horrible. But I was determined that I was going to get better at shooting clays.
And one day we were out and I just said, you know, I saw some stuff when I was in high school. I saw this video of this guy named Tom Knapp, and he was shooting with the gun above his head and from the hip, and it's a bunch of baloney is what it is. It's got to be trick photography, good editing.
We started trying some of these things. You know, we tried to throw ourselves and shoot a couple clays at a time.
When we threw 3 clays, we thought we were getting somewhere right here.
And when we started doing this, it was just addicting.
We saw Tom Knapp perform live, and let me tell you, to see that for the first time live was unbelievable.
He could captivate a whole crowd and entertain like nobody I've seen before, at least not with a shotgun in their hand.
And right there is where things get really tricky as an exhibition shooter, or any person that performs in front of people, is being entertaining, fun, and good at what you do.
But Aaron and I came back together and we said, this is exactly what we want to do right here for a living. We want to become professional exhibition shooters.
And so we spent a number of years just developing our skills to a point that
we were starting to get some of these shots down after a few years of repetition.
We put on a show for family and friends, and they thought it was terrific. Of course, they were a little biased, but
compared to today's standards, it was pretty poor.
We looked at each other and said, let's go for it. We think we can make it. And we're just going to have to trust in God that things are going to work out.
We got great wives. They stuck with us, as crazy as it probably sounded for us to say, hey, honey, I know we don't have a lot of money, but what extra money we're going to take? We're not going to put window trim on. We're not going to have shades on our house, but we're going to put money into ammunition and clays, and we're going to work at becoming professional exhibition shooters. I mean, I play it back now, and I just think, why didn't my wife leave me at that point?
Steve went full-time in January of 2013, and I was able to join him full-time in February 2014.
We're now in our 5th year performing live shows, and we perform all over the country.
Things are looking great, and looking forward to the rest of the year and years to come as an exhibition shooter.
It was right here at Game Fair several years ago that we walked up to Tom Knapp. We had just started doing live shows that year or the year before.
We walked up to him and said, hi, I'm Aaron Gould, I'm Steve Gould.
We do exhibition shows too, and looking back, I think that's kind of funny, because how many people probably came to Tom and said, oh, I exhibition shoot too, and Tom?
He goes, I've heard of you guys. I had a friend that was at one of your performances.
And at that point, Aaron and I looked at each other and, oh man, we haven't had any good shows up to this point. I don't know what he's heard, but Tom said, well, why don't you come back to my pickup and we'll have a few waters.
So we went back and we just talked, and he was able to invite us up to another event in Minnesota that he's going to be at a few weeks later.
So we just got the opportunity to just kind of grow a relationship, and he sort of showed us the ropes a little bit, told us what to watch out for, what we need to do to enhance our show. And
I asked him one day, I said, do you ever have a bad show? Because I'd seen 2 or 3 of his shows, and they were all top notch. And he said, you bet I do. I was like, oh, thank goodness, there is hope. And I said, what do you do when you're having a bad day? He said, you turn around, you smile, and you keep going.
Learning under Tom Knapp was just a chance of a lifetime. We're so thankful for the time that we had with him. Because when we're gone, whenever that may be, it's not really about how much money we made, but it's about kind of what impact you left. You know, it's about, did you grow and better the shooting industry? Did more people get involved and take a role in the shooting industry because of your influence? Hey, we hope to see you out at one of our shows. I'm Steve.
And I'm Aaron.
And that's the Outdoor Report.